Good evening, good evening. How are you, folk? This is Brian K. McNeil, and this is impromptu. Before I decided to, before I decided to remove that, okay. Before I decided to go to bed tonight, okay. Save the changes. Okay, here we go. Before I decided to go to bed tonight, I wanted to get some stuff off, give some quick tips for you, my friends, you entrepreneurs who sell yourself or who want to sell yourself effectively every single day. This is some hot and heavy. I'm gonna go live. I'm gonna really start pouring in about 1 minute from now, 8:45 Eastern Standard Time. And for those of you who tune in, great. For those of you who don't, you're just gonna miss it. But somebody might want to join in and get some hot tips. As a sales coach and a sales confidence coach, I talk to entrepreneurs every day. Every day I'm talking to them. And I'm going into networking meetings and virtual networking meetings, and I'm hearing some stuff that I wanted to teach tonight and share tonight. For example, I heard someone say earlier today, focus on the friendships. Friends equal sales. More friends, more sales. And it's just not true. Okay. It's just not true that if you make a friend, you automatically make a sale. So I want to give some tips to help make sure that the guys who tune in to me, who've learned from me over the years, get some stuff that they can use tonight for free. So I'm just going to bring it out to you because if you're a coach or a consultant, if you sell a service, there's some stuff you just gotta know today. It ain't the same as in the 90s or the 2000s. We in 2026. I'm gonna give you guys some quick hitters, about how to sell your service, how to sell that program you have, what to say, just some real quick ones. My plan is to be here a hot 30 minutes and then get out. I do have something to promote as well tomorrow. You see it in the description. Tomorrow, I'm doing a secrets of selling your services virtually, the essential skills that you need in 2026. Number one thing I want to teach tonight and preach tonight. It's now 8:46. Let's just go ahead and launch. And the ones that tune in will get it. Okay. But friends don't equal sales. Helping a friend with your service does equal sales. Number one thing I want to teach tonight is when you're telling people what you do, when you're offering your service, you should lead off with the problem that you're solving, not leading off with what you do. For example, someone says, I'm a real estate agent, okay, or I do insurance, or I'm a financial planner, or I'm a life coach, or I'm a health and wellness coach, or I have a network marketing organization. All those things are what you do, but they're not that what you're answering it that way is not compelling and it doesn't sell. What does sell, let's say, for example, if you're a real estate agent, if someone asks you, what do you do? If you lead off with, you know how there are so many people that have difficulties or have an idea of buying a home, but they don't know what to do first, second, or third, or they don't know how to start the process, or the process is becoming challenging for them. You know what I mean? You get agreement on the problem you're solving first. Lead with the problem you're solving first before you give them your great titles, before you give them all that cool stuff. Lead with the problem you solve. Just think about that for a second. If someone asks you what do you do for a living, and you lead off with the problem you're solving with your services, that allows them the room to want to engage more or not. Okay. But you want to lead with the problems you're solving. For example, I'm a sales coach, I'm a sales confidence coach, because there's a lot of entrepreneurs that, although they help people, although they do good work, they don't earn the money that they could or that they should. And what I do is I teach them what to say and do so they can sell themselves and their services better. I introduced the problem, gained agreement on the problem, and then told what I do. That's the first tip. Here's the other thing that still kind of bugs me out. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the room. When I have an audience of folks, whether it's live, whether it's 10 people, 100 people, 1,000 people, it doesn't matter how many people in the room. If I ask the audience, why do you think people will hire you? Why do you think they will buy your services? And you hear all kinds of answers. You hear stuff like, well, because I'm certified, because I've been there and done that, because I know what I'm doing, because I'm fun, because I'm funny, because I have a certification, because I have a degree, because I've been doing this for a long time. All those things are right and true, but none of those are reasons for them to hire you. They're just reasons to like you. And liking you is not enough for someone to give you money. Liking you is not enough for them to give you business. Thank you guys for popping in here. If you'll say hi in the chat, I'll be able to shout you out or anything. But that's not why they will say yes. That's why they will like you. Does your service help them in any kind of way? Does your service help them to save some time? That's a good reason to do business with you. Will your service help them to achieve a result faster? That's a reason to do business with you. Do you help them to feel better? Do you help them to earn more money, save some money? Those are reasons to do business with you, not because you're fun, not because you're well liked. You only have to be liked enough for them to hear your story. They don't have to like you enough to put you in their wedding. I want you guys to understand that point. All of this efforts to be liked, I think is hurting entrepreneurs today. Now, I've been teaching sales for 35 years, and I've read more than 700 books on how to do it. I've trained thousands of people on how to do it. I've made thousands of sales myself, and I've missed probably thousands of them too. So over these years, as a student of selling, I've learned some stuff that I really believe works well for you. But the reason why people will say yes is not how much they like you. That's just not enough. You gotta have a liking you at least a little bit and a reason to do business with you. I want to mention up front here the number one challenge I see that entrepreneurs are facing today. Number one crime they're facing is entrepreneurs today. A lot of you guys that are tuned in here now are doing better at presenting. You're doing better at marketing. You're doing better at branding, but you're getting worse at asking for the money. Here's a secret for you, a money earning secret that you can implement tomorrow. That you can say just these words. Say these words, entrepreneurial friends. I'm giving you this nugget for free because I know it will help one of you guys to sell better right away. Once you believe they understand how you and your service helps them, you ask for the business, and this is the way I want you to ask. I want you to say these words to them. Say the words, will you give my services a try? Will you give me a try? Will you give my company a try? Will you give what I'm offering you a try? Will you give us a try is such a non-threatening way to ask for the business. Start saying that every time that you believe they understand how you and your services help them. Okay. Okay, better. Thank you, Sister Brenda Green. Better, faster, cheaper can create value and vision across industries. Better is a tricky one because that's a relative term. But if you could talk about how your service will help them to achieve a result faster, that's better. Or you can not only faster, but save them some time in a given area. That's a good reason to give you some money. Better is such a relative term. Will you give my services a try? That's the way I want you to ask for business. Will you give my service a try? And Sister Brenda, thank you very much for chiming in. What's your service? Um, I want to say this to you. Asking for the business formally and stop assuming that just because they like you, they will do business with you. They will like you and keep liking you and never do business with you unless they have a reason to. Think about this. There's a lot of people that know you and like you a great deal, but they just never did business with you. Why not? Because they don't have a reason to. There's a lot of people that you know that are in business and you like them a lot, but you've never done business with them. Why not? Because you don't have a reason to. That's what I want you guys to know. Okay. I want you to lead with the problem you're solving. I want you to talk about why they will say yes and how much they like you. And friends don't equal sales. Friends don't equal sales. Now, there's some people, I talked to my pretty wife earlier today, and she's talking about how people know they need to sell, but they don't like to sell. They don't want to think about selling, even though they need to sell. And here's what I say to that. Although I understand why people feel that way, I do understand why people feel that they don't want to have to sell themselves. They're hoping that stuff will do it for them. The reason why they don't want to do it, the reason why people have challenges with selling, this ain't going to sound pretty, but this is some truisms that you need to get. There are so many people that are entrepreneurs that are attempting to do business, but they're very, very concerned about how they look. How am I going to come across? Your focus should be more on the people buying from you. Are you helping them in any way? Focus on, are you improving their lives in any way? If you focus on how your service will improve their lives, the right words will come to you. If you focus on how they're going to feel or be better, think about that more so than what they're going to think about me. Instead of being self directed, what are they going to think about me if I ask for the business? Think about how much their life gets better. I'm going to ask you a question. If they hire you, if someone hires you and they pay you the money that you ask, and they accept your counsel, if they accept the things that you recommend, if they're willing to do the things you're recommending, are they going to be better off if they do that than they would have been if they didn't hire you? If they hire you and accept your counsel, are they going to be better off? Now, if you're sure they're going to be better off, don't you owe it to them to motivate them to give your services a try? I want you to, Brenda says, make sense. Give them a reason to do business. Lead with the solution to a problem that they have. Yes, that's much stronger, my sister. And think about it this way, too. Not only are how much their life is going to be better, that's important. How much their life is going to be better. And if you know that their life is better off, if you spend some time thinking how much their life gets better and how their life gets better, and you're certain that they're going to be better off once they hire you, I want you to consider this thought. Lucky them if they get to work with me. Lucky them if they get to work with you. If you know their life is better off if they work for you, I want you to adopt the philosophy of lucky them if they get, not lucky me if I get a sale, because that changes the expression on your face. If you're thinking, oh, I hope they buy from me, I hope they hire from me, it shines on your forehead. But if you focus on how much better they are and how much lucky they are if they get to business with you, I want you to put that on like a coat. Lucky them if they get to work with me, not lucky me if I get a client. The client is going to be the big winner, no matter how much you charge. Let me speak on that too. Whatever rates you charge are not too expensive. Your rates are not too high. There is someone not as good as you charging more than you for what you do. Brenda says, are they going to be better off for hiring you? How much their life gets better? Lucky them if they get to work with me. Brenda, look, I can work with you, my sister. Thank you very much for helping me. Feedback is the breakfast of champions. Sales confidence O's. What we're doing right now is we're presenting virtually. And this is very impromptu. I was about to do my nighttime stuff to get ready for bed, but it was on my heart, my spirit, to just give some stuff tonight, teach some stuff. Ask for the business. Make sure that they're better off. See how much better their life is if they work with you. Assure yourself they're better off. Here's the other thing. You, ma'am, and you, sir, have a right to your personality. You have a right to your personality, you have a right to the way you work, and you have a right to the rate of speed at which you work. Knowing this to be true, you are not supposed to sell to everybody. If I ask you, who do you believe will pay for your service or who do you believe will hire you? And if you say anything like anyone who or everybody who, I know the answer is incorrect. Because even if they could be benefited from your services, that don't mean they'll be benefited from your services from you. There are some people that can connect with you better than others. There are some people that you can communicate with better than others. And those are the ones that you offer your services to. Fit before fee. Finding the right people that fit with you. Because I promise you, at any given moment, there's somebody looking for what you offer, and there's someone who can hear you. The ones that can hear you, those are the ones that you want to work with. Those are the ones that you can work with. Boosting your confidence is major. If a young man wanted to ask a lady on a date, And if he comes at her timidly, what's the prospect of him being successful? If he comes at her confidently, can we go to dinner? What's the prospect of being successful? If you know that they're going to be better off, I want you to use some understanding that their life is going to be better off, and it's okay if they don't hire you or buy from you, but present in a way that feels good to you because you know they're going to be better off. Keep that in your mind. So far, we need to create an avatar of our desired clients. I like the term, and I know it's very popular, the avatar of our ideal clients. I want you to consider that, yes, but I also want you to consider more than that, the problems you're solving. The problems you're solving, that's where you should lead. Not my ideal client is a single mom with children. Okay, that's an avatar, yes. But what problem is she having that you solve? Okay. I used to be in a place where, an insurance agency, for example, would call me up or bring me in to help their sales force to close sales. Teach my guys how to close. They're not closing very well. And I used to get so excited about that. So I would go and I would do a presentation on how to close sales. I would teach them how to open the sale. I would teach them the 4 chances you get to overcome an objection. I would teach them my favorite sales closes. And they would be all excited and everybody be happy. I get my money and everybody be happy. But I was making a mistake doing it that way because I didn't ask the next natural question. Here's another key. The next natural question is, how many times have you even offered your services? How many times have you given anybody a chance to say no to you? You even give them a chance to say no. When I'm saying offer your services, give them a chance to understand what you have and give them a chance to say no or a chance to say yes. You have to formally offer it to them. Another major crime entrepreneurs committing today is they just don't offer their services very much. I would even go so far as to say they almost never ask for the business. You almost never ask for it. Asking for the business formally, will you give me a try, is the thing. But you have to give them a chance to say no. If I ask you how many times in the past month have you given someone a chance to say yes or no to your services? If the answers are like 1 or 2 or 3, well, you don't know if you're good or bad at selling or not because you haven't given them enough chances to say yes or no to your offer. Back on to boosting confidence. When you learn more, you feel more confident. If you get yourself in a learning mode, keep yourself green and growing. Keep bringing in information. When I was a struggling salesperson, I discovered my first book on selling and I started flipping those pages. I was learning stuff I didn't know. And as I learned more things, I got more confident. Sister Brenda says, how do you reach out to or find the clients you want to connect with? That's a two-part answer. Very good question. How do you reach out to find the clients that you want to connect with? One is what's considered an outreach ministry, and another one is attraction marketing. Okay. An outreach ministry, and this is going to be brilliant for you, is when you choose the clients that you want. You research them on LinkedIn or how Google or wherever you want. You say, you find some people that you want to be your clients. This is not dependent upon them saying, hey, reach out to me. You're choosing them first. You're picking the people that you want and you market to the people that you want to work with. You reach out to them first. I see what you're doing here. I believe my services can be helpful to you. Can we talk about it? That's an outreach ministry. The other way is attraction marketing. By you doing a live, by you putting out good information, by you publishing an article, writing some stuff, people will see your good works and come to you that way. You can attract them by putting out good stuff or good marketing. That's attraction, or you can reach out to them yourself. The fastest route to getting a new client is an outreach ministry where you go get your money, you create your own market and go get them. Part of my practice is teaching that too. Speaking of that, tomorrow, this is a Monday night, and it's 9:03 Eastern Standard Time. Tomorrow morning, I'm doing a free 30-minute workshop called Secrets of Selling Your Services Virtually. Secrets of Selling Yourself Virtually. What to say on a live and how to close the sale on a live. I'm doing that tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern and 7 p.m. Eastern as well. And I'm also going to do it again on this upcoming Saturday at 10 a.m. I believe the links are in the description for tonight. But if you don't see the links, you can just reach out to me directly. I want to say this one more thing too. Yes, thank you, Sister Brenda. There's a new ABCs of selling. A new ABCs of selling. The old ABCs of selling used to be always be closing, always be closing, always be looking for a way to close. But that does not work in 2026. It didn't work in 2025. It probably worked fine in the 80s and 90s, but that thinking doesn't work today. But there is a new ABCs of selling. One reason why it don't work today is no one would tolerate that kind of thinking or that kind of presentation. The new ABCs of selling. You write these down, Sister Brenda. The new A is attunement. ATTUN, attunement. And what that means is it easy for someone to work with you? Do they have to jump through loops and climb over mountains to work with you, to do business with you? Or is it easy for them to do business with you? Are you easily to find? Are you easy to understand the process of being introduced to you, but you working with them? Can you figure out a way to make it even easier? To make it easier, going back to another thing too. Today, as entrepreneurs, a large part of our work is lowering the client's potential risk. That means don't make it so risky for them. I mean, make it less expensive or some free stuff. You do have to give some stuff for free. You do have to give some stuff less expensive before you go for stuff because they need a chance to try you out. They need a taste test of you and your services without spending big money. So, can you lower their risk for one? And can you make it easy for them to work with you? If you put some thought to that, what is the process someone has to go through to become your client? Is it easy for them? That's the new A and the new ABCs of selling. The B stands for buoyancy. A stands for attunement. The B stands for buoyancy. Buoyancy. Can you stay afloat when stuff is not going great? Can you keep your head when the clients are not coming fast enough? The key question in the new ABCs and the buoyancy is asking yourself this question: can I do this? Can I do what I'm endeavoring to do? Are they going to be benefited if they hire me? If you ask yourself, can I do this? And if you ask yourself, are the clients going to be better off? What happens is your brain engages and the answer comes back very often, yes. You have the requisite skills. You have the requisite knowledge. You have the requisite patience. You have the requisite systems. Yes, you can do this. Reminding yourself that you can do this is part of you staying buoyant. That's why I think getting testimonials is so important. Getting recommendations of yourself is so important. So when things are not going great, you can read what people have said about you. You can hear what people think about your services again. You can ask yourself, can I do this? And the answer is yes, because this person, this person, this person, this person, this person have tried me out and they've gotten great value. Yes, I have something to offer. The A stands for attunement, the B stands for buoyancy, and the C is the most important. And the new ABCs of selling. The C stands for clarity. Clarity. Is it clear what problems you're solving? Is it clear past the surface level? The C stands for not only the problems you're solving, but finding the right problem to solve for that particular client. Are you clear? The clarity is finding the right problem to solve. And that the right problem is typically the problem that the clients agree needs to be solved. The new ABCs of selling. So I didn't announce to anybody that I was coming tonight to share. I felt like if I go live, if someone shows up, great. If they don't, I got a recording. I got a product that I can use and repurpose. I can get this recording chopped up into notes. So that's why it's important to keep on doing this. I will say I used to go live like this a lot more often, but I've gotten lazy and just getting the money coming in. But when I need money, I go back to the basics. The new ABC attunement. Is it easy to work with you and lower their risk? Brenda, you are amazing. Buoyancy, staying afloat. And a part of the B is to ask yourself the question, can I do this and are they going to be better off? Can I do what I'm endeavoring to do? Are they going to be better off? And the clarity, is it clear what problem you're solving and the right problem for the client? That is brilliant, Sister Brenda. Thank you very much. Brother Kennard, I saw you this morning and this evening. Lucky me. Oh, I am Brian K. McNeil. I'm not going to take up a whole lot of your time this evening, but I think that God, I am a believer, first, second, and third. If you want to know anything about me, I am all about God and a believer. And as a believer, I go by the basic instructions before leaving earth, the Bible. And the Bible is very clear that if you have something that the people want and the people can be benefited, you are supposed to listen to my verbiage here. If you have something to offer the world, you are supposed to sell it. If you won't sell what God has gifted you with, you are committing a crime. There's some scriptures. I'm going to throw out a couple of scriptures for you. Please bear with me. But Proverbs 11 and 26, it says, the people will curse the ones that withhold the grain. They wish blessings upon the ones that will sell it. It didn't say give it. The Bible says sell it. If you have something that the people want, you're supposed to offer it in exchange of something of value. And the thing of value is money. They will bless you and wish blessings upon you if you will sell it. That's one. There's another scripture. It's called it's a parable called the parable of the talents. The talents. Y'all know the story. The story's told 3 times in the Bible. It's in the book of Matthew, it's in Mark, and it's in Luke too. There's a parable about the master's going to go on a trip. And he calls his servants, he calls 3 of his servants. He gives one servant 5 talents. A talent was a unit of money. Another one, 2 talents, and one talent. And he doesn't know how long he was gone, but when he comes back, he wants an accounting for the money that he gave them. He wants an accounting for the talents that he gave them. I'm of the belief that Heavenly Father is going to want an accounting for the talents that he gave you. You're supposed to take the talent that God gave you and figure out a way to use your talent to make more money. To the servant that took the 5 talents and made it into 10, he was blessed. He was welcome into the inner courts where there's going to be feasting and laughter. For the one he gave 2 talents, the one who made 5, he gave 5 talents. That guy bought some materials, made some stuff, and sold it to double the money. The one he gave 2 talents, bought some cloth, he bought some materials, he made some stuff and sold that to double the money. Okay. The ones that sold and doubled their money, the ones that sold and made money with their talents, they were welcomed into the inner courts where there was going to be feasting and laughter. To the one he gave 1 talent to. Y'all know the story. I'm paraphrasing. But that man was afraid of losing his talent. So he hid his talent in the ground. And when the master came to give an accounting, he goes, well, I didn't want to lose it. I know you're a harsh man. So here's the talent you gave me. I didn't lose it. Okay. Now there was that man who did not use his talent. There was a penalty for that. The one who didn't earn because of his talent, he got cussed out. You get away from me, you wicked and lowly servant. You're going to be banished into the outer courts where there's going to be weeping and gnashing of the teeth. What? Matter of fact, take the 1 talent that he has and give it to the one with the 10. For him, the one who didn't do nothing, take it from him. You didn't do anything with your talent. That's going to be taken, and you're going to be banished because you didn't do anything with the talent that God has given you. God has given me a love of learning about selling. He gave me a love of teaching about selling. And he gave me a skill at doing it. And I think that the work I do, I am giving honor to my God. I'm doing the work that I think God wants me to do. He wants me to help people to sell themselves and their services so that they make more money. That's it. That's my mission. That's my ministry, to help people to sell better. Brother Kennard Weaver says, that's biblical, sir. Yes, it is. So lastly, I intended to be here just a half an hour, but I feel like my help is coming. Oh, I feel like I need to get out of here because before I start going too long, I'm going to offer something else. I'm going to quote some great poets of the 80s. Some of you guys might know these poets of the 80s. They have a name called Run DMC. Some of you guys are old enough to remember Run DMC. And there was this one rap they had, and they had this lyric, and the lyric went, "Listen up, homeboy, give this a thought. The next time someone's teaching, why don't you get taught?" It's like that. What? And that's the way it is. If someone's teaching, you should get taught. You only gain when you allow yourself to get taught. You can't become super successful without investing something in yourself. The laws of life and the laws of business won't work that way. If you're not willing to invest something in yourself, you're limiting to how much you can earn. Because if you don't invest something in yourself, you're telling your subconscious mind that you don't believe enough in yourself to invest pennies of your purse. If you empty some of the pennies of your purse into your mind, you fill that mind with gold. Invest in some stuff too, but the free stuff, you should get that too. The free training, you should get that too. The free book that's available, you should get that too. You should get as much of the free stuff as you can. I'm doing a free workshop tomorrow called Secrets of Selling Your Services Virtually. It's in the description now if you've not yet registered. If you feel like you got some value, before I close, is there anyone in the feed right now that feel like they got value for this time? For the time that you were on here, did you get any value? Put value in the chat or yes or anything. Feedback is the breakfast. Did you get any value tonight, Sister Brenda? Did you get any value tonight, Brother Kennard Weaver? Did you get any value? Put something in the chat saying, yes, I got some value, or what value you got. That's what I want to hear. That's what I want to see. I'm about to close. I want to see if anyone got value that they're willing to share. Okay. Sister Brenda says, yes, you are. I love, you need you in life, you want to collect people like Brenda Green. People that can see you and are supportive of you. Brother Kennard, I love what you're doing. I'm bringing you to ATL. Yes, I want to come to Atlanta. My wife and I go to Atlanta. It's a 4-hour drive. We go to Atlanta and we do workshops in Atlanta. So I would love to do that with you guys as well. And Brenda Green says, yes, value confirmation. Bless you guys for showing up here. It's hard for me to speak for any length of time and with any audience. And I've watched myself being interviewed. I watched the interview afterwards, and it's surprising to me almost how much I invoke God or principles of the Bible. I'm going to do one more principle, and then I'm done for real. It's called the sin of the desert. The sin of the desert. The sin of the desert is when you know where the water is, but you won't tell anyone else. You know where the solution is. You know where the answers are, but you're keeping it to yourself. The sin of the desert is the height of selfishness. If you believe your services will help someone else, but you won't sell it to them, and it doesn't matter why, well, I don't know what to say, they don't know me, I'm tired. Doesn't matter the reason why, you're the one committing the sin because you could have benefited them if you had just been willing to tell them about it. They don't have to say yes to you, but you do have to let them know. The sin of the desert is the height of selfishness, and it's a crime. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. I may do more of these things. I'm very easy to connect with. I'm gonna reach out to you guys after these lives. By the way, they have long lives. Somebody's gonna see it tonight, but someone else might watch it tomorrow, or next week, or next month, or next year. So I encourage you to do that as well. You guys have a great night. Thank you, thank you, thank you. God bless. Good night.